Good afternoon, this is Tommy Grisafi with Advanced Trading. This week we're going to take a little different approach to things. Our good friend Brian Bastein's off this week. I want to tell you a little bit about what I'm seeing as I'm a broker in North Dakota in the Northern Plains. I have clients all over the country, but I really focus on those North Dakota state and what some people call fringe acres. So when you look at the markets, and as we film this, right now as we film this, oats are at all-time highs, up 30 cents. Minneapolis spring wheat today is up 27 cents. Canola's on the highs. Corn's currently bounced 80 cents off the low from that crop report a few weeks ago. Beans are 70 cents off the low. So as we come into November 1st, the first week of November, you have to think, what are the facts? The facts are that crop insurance is already established. So we know now this is a great week as you watch this video to call your crop insurance agent. We knew what our spring price was. We now have our fall price. How you combine that with futures and options and actually start managing the risk. So fall price has been established a little higher than spring price, and so it's just a great time to visit and put that whole triangle together of what's going on with your bushels, the crop insurance acres, and everything else. So from what I'm seeing from my clients is that we have clients who have a record crop here in the I-States, Ohio, New York, some good bushels in Texas. And then we have clients who are a large crop insurance claim. And so the clients with the big bushels are really, how could corn be up 80 cents? And there's a much bigger picture going on, and I want to talk about that big picture. When it comes to old crop, you have to look at what's going on in energies, not only energies in the United States, but energies around the world. When you look at natural gas prices, fertilizer, and other energies. We have plenty of energy here in the United States, but we've changed things a little bit. So the energy mix, and when you look at corn or when you talk about grains, you have to remember food, fuel, fiber. And so as we look at the outside markets, and we'll talk about these fringe acres, you could call North Dakota a fringe acre, you can call Texas a fringe acre, but when you talk about how do we plant 93 million acres of corn in 2022, look at the choices people have. Never in the history of the Northern Plains have we had so many choices. They can plant oats, they can plant spring wheat, they can plant canola, they can plant some crops that don't have a futures market. Durum, flax, and sunflower seeds are all at almost record prices. Then you take our friends to the south and you look at what's happening not only today in cotton, but what's happened over the last few months. Dynamic cotton market. Where are we going to get these corn acres? As you try to figure out your risk and manage your risk for 2022, you look at what it costs to grow a crop. And when we look at fertilizer and inputs, we're not so sure what level we can buy those. So folks have some money to spend. They want to prepay for goods. And the suppliers are actually saying, hey, this is the price if we can get it. And that brings me to something I learned the other day, watching one of the shows, listening to one of the shows. They talked about this term, the bullwhip effect. And it could be, maybe the analogy would be like when someone drops a rock in the water in the reverberation of that one rock. But the bullwhip effect, Google it, it's pretty neat. What's happening is folks are going to the store. Last time they went to the store, maybe there wasn't pasta. So when they go to the store again and they see pasta, they buy 10 boxes. And this is happening in energies, in food, in fuel, in fiber. It sounds silly, but yesterday was Halloween, and I actually, last minute, went out to buy candy. All the stores where I live in northern Indiana were out of candy. So I'm seeing this firsthand. It's happening all across the United States. Over the weekend, we've had a problem over the last few weekends. We've had a problem with transportation. You're seeing sick-outs, walkouts. There's starting to be, in what's already a tight labor market, even more tightness, and it's really affecting markets. And so if you're out there and you have a record crop, congratulations. If you're wondering why the market's rallying, you have a micro market and a macro market, and you got to lift your head up. It's been a crazy harvest. We're probably about 70% through in corn and beans, and there's some more to go, and some people are wet out there, and this last 30% is coming in slow. But this crop out there, it's not just for the United States, it's a world market. So we still have to get through South America. We have to get through the South America weather market or perceived weather market, and we have to see how fertilizer and supplies look for the spring 2022 crop season here in the United States. So we're going to go back and forth, and it's going to be South America, us, what's going on in Europe, Russia, and just to talk about wheat. We have one of the most dynamic wheat markets I've ever seen in my life. And to bring it all together, while these markets are rallying, sometimes it seems confusing, but there's still things you can do. And watching this video, I'd love for you to go to our friends over at barchart.com, look at a chart of oats, look at a chart of canola, look at a chart of spring wheat. You may not grow these things, but these are all competing with the acres in 2022. And so it's a little something to think about. Google that term, bullwhip effect. I learned a lot listening to that, and I think you will too. Again, this is Tom Grisafi with Advanced Trading, wishing everyone a safe fall. If you need to get a hold of us, you can give us a call, 1-800-664-2321.